All right, we're going to continue on from our last segment, surface profiles. In our last segment, we generated a surface profile. That's this red line, which represents the elevation sampled along this alignment here, along this existing ground surface. So we've got a surface profile. We want to create a finished ground layout profile now. That's going to represent our traveled way, our roadway in which our car can travel along. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to generate a brand new profile. If we go into the Prospector tab, you can see if I dig down under alignments, there's my center line alignment. That represents this alignment right here, that horizontal alignment. Everything is grouped underneath your horizontal alignment. If I keep digging down, there's a profile associated with it. That surface profile is my red profile that you see on the screen here. And the profile view, main center line alignment, that is the grid in which that surface profile is superimposed upon. So again, I'm going to have to create now a finished ground profile. I'm going to go to my home tab. I'm going to go to the profile section. I'm going to go profile creation tools, and that will ask me now on my command line to select a profile view that I want to draw my layout profile on, and I just pick anywhere on the grid. It doesn't matter where. You can give your new profile a name, so I'll call this one finished ground layout profile, just so I know what it is. Select the style and a label set, which you can change later, of course. Say OK, and up comes your profile layout toolbar. The first one on the list is probably the easiest, so you can just lay out some tangents and curves graphically using the draw tangents or draw tangents with curves. If you use draw tangents with curves, make sure you go to the curve settings and specify a default length for your curves, and that'll put a curve in between at each PVI. You can always go in and change this, so we'll talk about how to edit those a little later. But let's say I want to draw some tangents with curves right away. I'm just going to graphically pick on my screen. So you can snap the locations if you like and lay out your profile that way. So you can go ahead and just pick out some points to represent each point that you pick represents a PVI point. So it's going to add a curve in at each one of those locations. So there's my curve, there's my tangents that it's labeled, and I've got myself a finished ground layout profile. And if you take a look over on the Prospector tab, there it is listed there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this profile. You can delete it by selecting it on the screen and deleting it, or you can right click over in your Prospector tab and delete it. I'm going to create another profile using some other different methods. Okay, let's check out some of these other profile creation tools. So if you take a look over here on your right hand side of your drawing screen, you have some Civil 3D tools. Specifically, some of the ones in the lower half will help you generate a finished ground profile using some more specific design criteria. For instance, you can use layout PVI points based on a specific station and an elevation, using a grade or a station, using a grade or an elevation, or a grade and a length. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to lay out a profile quickly. I'll throw in some tangents with curves there, and I'll go ahead and select a start point. If I want, I can go ahead and use one of these tools where I can lay it out based on a station and an elevation. So I can click this button. It'll ask me to select a profile view. I click anywhere on my profile grid, and it'll ask me some questions on the command line. It'll say, what station do you want to start at? So let's say I wanted to start at station number 5, for instance. So I could start at chainage of 5, and my elevation I can type in to be whatever I like. Type in your elevation. Notice you can also graphically pick on the screen, so if I don't want to type in, I can snap to things or just graphically pick at locations, and it'll ask me for a station elevation at each point, and I can keep on going as well. So just type in your values there along with your elevations, and it'll draw those tangents in for you. And some of your other options here you can try out are things like grade in a station. So it'll ask me for a grade in a station instead of an elevation in a station. So this will ask me for a grade, so maybe I can go at like a 5% grade and then specify my station. Just type in these values here, and it will keep asking me those questions until I'm finished. And when you're done laying out your profile, go ahead and hit escape a couple of times, and it'll generate your profile there for you. Also notice on my Prospector tab, I've now got a finished ground layout profile. And if you right click on there, you can get to your properties of your profile. You can also do the same by selecting the profile line itself, not the grid, the line, and go into your profile properties, and it'll tell you some information here. You can change the style if you like. You can go in and find some information about your profile. So it tells you the start and the end station of that alignment, but notice that the end of my profile only goes to 5400. So my profile doesn't exactly go to the end of my alignment. That's okay. You can always add on to this alignment later. So if you want to add or change anything, please check the next segment, which is editing profiles, and that's how you can create some simple profiles. Thanks for watching. Bye.